I gotta confess, while this is not one of Netflix's strongest movies, it's also not one of their worst movies. And also, this is kind of like the year of Ana de Armas, which I ain't complaining about. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Josh, aka Future Filmmaker, doing our Furries reviews where we talk movies, TV, and music here on this channel. And I am here to give you guys my thoughts on Sergio. Sergio stars the likes of Wagner Moura, Ana de Armas, Bradley Whitford. It is directed by Craig Barker, and it tells the story of a United Nations diplomat named Sérgio Vieira de Mello as he must fight for his life when a bomb blasts in Baghdad, Iraq, causing the walls to come crashing down. And we also get focus on his life and his romantic life with Carolina, the love of his life, play Ana de Armas, and all the events that led up to his unfortunate death in 2003. So, before I get started on my thoughts on this film, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think of Netflix Sergio. Did you see it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you somewhere in the middle? Did you think this was a good movie, or did you think this movie was bad? How did you think they did the life of Sergio Vieira de Mello in this movie, as opposed to real life? Also, all my social media links, description box down below. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when new videos up, because I do a lot more reviews on movies, TV, music, top 10 lists, reactions, rankings. Also, live streams such as commentaries or live Q&As, all that. And if you like what you see here, be sure to hit that like button. Also, if you want to donate money to my channel, DM me privately or email me, and I will give you permission to do that. And if you want to send fan mail, I'll give you permission to do that as well. So when it comes to Sergio, it looked interesting, because I don't know a whole lot about Sergio Vieira de Mello. I did take history classes, but we just talked different kinds of history in those classes in high school, but I never really knew who this guy was. So I was hoping this movie would show us who he was. And with the cast here, you have Wagner Moura, who's not only starring in the movie, but this is a passion project for him. You also have Ana de Armas, who's been knocking it out of the park with Knives Out and The Informer early this year, which I did see early, but it doesn't come out until August, but that will be an early review. And she's been in Blade Runner 2049, and you also have the right ingredients there. So overall, when it comes to my thoughts on this movie, like I said, this movie is not horrible. It's not the worst movie of 2020, I almost said 2019, but this is kind of a misstep, a kind of a wasted opportunity here. It's not bad. I'll tell you, and I'm going to tell you why it's not bad. The best way to explain this is to go into the negatives with this movie. And I think the biggest negative that does come with this film is that I feel like this movie, just the way it's told, chronological order, while it is done really well through a direction standpoint and execution standpoint, I think as far as writing goes, I feel like the writing could have been much more stronger. You could have delved into more between the events that led up to his death, and I do feel like you could focus a lot more on those events and show us the horrors of what Sergio has to go through, because he does go through stuff in this movie, but it's not really 100% fully though. And I will have to say that is the issue that I do think holds this movie back, is the way they choose to tell the story, the way the story the parts of him going through all this stuff to as a United Nations member and as someone trying to stop bombing in Iraq. I felt like that could have been a lot more stronger in terms of the writing standpoint, because there's basically the meat and potatoes of this movie. Is that should be the meat and potatoes in this movie just as much as what I am going to get into, which is the romance. I don't mind the romance here. I actually thought the romance between Sergio and Carolina, that was very well done on the director's part and the writer's part. It's just when you get to the to his actual life and what this movie is trying to tell you, I felt like you could have done more with that, and I felt like it was a bit of a misfire in terms of the writing in those moments. And this is written by the guy who wrote Dallas Buyers Club, which I which is a far superior movie to this. But again, this movie isn't bad. And as far as some, also the runs, I feel like this movie is a little bit too long. It does kind of drag out for an hour and 58 minutes. And you do feel it in some spots. You do feel that in some areas. But it's still, but there were, it wasn't like I was ready to shut the movie off and just give up as I would have if this movie was really that bad. But I just felt like if you could have tightened the pacing up in some areas, you could have done a lot more with that. But I will have to say, the performances in this movie are great from his cast. You got Wagner Moura. He, again, this is a passion project for him, so I definitely see why he wanted to do this film. I can see why he wanted to make a movie like this. And he does a great job as Sergio. He's really good. I feel like he is a standout in this movie. And also Ana de Armas. Again, I've really been impressed with Ana de Armas as an actress. Going from Knock Knock to Blade Runner 2049 to Knives Out to the upcoming No Time to Die in this November. Hopefully, if they don't push it back to 2021. But I'm really impressed with her as an actress. I think she's really great. I think she's gorgeous. I think she is really amazing as Carolina. And you do get the chemistry between her and Moura. I felt their emotional chemistry, especially in their emotional scenes together. Especially. And that is what I do take away from the acting between those two. Everyone else in this movie is really great too. Bradley Whitford, etc., etc. The cast in here is really good. I do feel like from a direction standpoint and a cinematography standpoint, the movie is directed very nicely to the best of its abilities. There is a lot of emotion in the scenes with Ana de Armas and Wagner Moura's characters. You do get the intensity when you get to those scenes, harsh scenes in this movie. And as far as cinematography goes, this movie is shot very well. This is a very well shot film. I think it's very well executed in terms of cinematography. And the musical score and the editing is very well done too. Yeah, but I felt like had you focused on meat and potatoes just as much as you did with the romance between Sergio and Carolina, which the meat and potatoes again is more of his life and when this all went down, instead of rushing through it. If I felt like if this movie was fleshed out and written out just a little bit more, have a few more rewrites, this could have been our best movie of 2020 here. But as it stands, Sergio is kind of meh. Real quick before I give you my final thoughts, be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what did you think of this movie. I know you people like it. I know you people don't like it. Let's be honest. Let's be friendly. Let's have a friendly, epictastic discussion in the comment section down below. All my social media links are in the description box down below. If you want to donate money to my channel or send fan mail, you can email me privately or DM me privately for either one of those. All in all, Sergio is not a bad film. I do think there is some good to this movie. I think that the performances, the cast, and the direction is what keeps this movie afloat. And I do think the romance side of Moura and Carolina is the standout of this movie. But I feel like the other stuff with I feel like the other stuff when it comes to this very important man gave his life to do what he had set out to accomplish. I felt like that should have been a lot more stronger. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film somewhat I would highly recommend it. Simply because of the acting, simply because I enjoyed the direction, simply because this movie wasn't too terrible. But should have been a lot better. So let me know what you guys think of Sergio in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next review. You guys keep it cool and join the Epictasticness.